Hello and welcome to the 5th installment of OPAL RADIO, a series where I delve into my favorite thing ever, independent artists and their music. It seems that I'm on my podcast grind, but don't worry, I'm really not. I don't know what I'm doing. I go by Your Friend Grace, and today I'm joined by Fruitbat. Fruitbat is an independent artist hailing from the Boston, New Jersey area who specializes in industrial and electronic music. So welcome, Fruitbat, to OPAL RADIO. First and foremost, I just have to drop this in there. Fruitbat and I go back. A significant amount of years. We actually grew up together. Middle school grind, you know how it is. Since then, we've been inseparable. We've bonded through a lot of things throughout the years, like primarily like our sense of humor, like, you know, we got similar senses of humor, we just be vibing. But yeah, more recently we've been bonding over music, which is super fun and cool, and I feel like we could talk about music all day long, honestly.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
To be real.
It's crazy because, like, we both kind of, like, started our things, like, during college, but like separately, like we weren't, you know, it wasn't like together. Like you launched your project like last year, and then like I kind of did the same thing, but like we didn't like collab or anything. But we were like inspired by each other's like progress.
What year would you say that you started making music?
Well, like I did like used to make music in high school, but like I didn't release it, and I didn't sing. Like, it was just, like, guitar music, and I put it on SoundCloud.
Yeah, wait, when did you start releasing, actually, is what I meant to ask, mainly.
Probably, I think my first track was in 2021.
Okay.
And it was Sweets, but it was, like, a single version.
Yeah, so that was around the same time that I think I either released in... Well, I started with SoundCloud, as many of us do, and then I guess from actual, like, distribution, 2021, I think. But yeah, so yeah, it's cool. We've been able to kind of be on this journey together, and it's super lit. Okay, so, Fruitbat, I'm going to get into the first question, which is actually, I just had an unplanned question that I just asked you, but this is kind of the same thing. But so how did you first start in music? I guess, like, your earliest memory, or, from what you can remember.
Like, do you mean, like, just got interested in music, or, like, actually started, like, making music?
Yeah, I guess, like, the interest, like, when did it first kind of come about?
Honestly, probably, like, 4th or 5th grade, like, I started to actually, like, get into music in a different way, like, listening to Eminem, I was like, real music here. But then, like, I liked Lady Gaga, like, in, like, 4th grade.
Monster.
First album I ever bought was
Little
The
Monsters.
Fake.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, that was my first album.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I was honestly listening to some of the tracks from that, like, a couple, I don't know, like, weeks ago, and I was like, damn, this goes hard. Like, I could see why I liked it. Like, when I was like,
it does. It was definitely, like, it was iconic at the time. I think the only, like, other artist that's kind of similar from, like, a different generation is Madonna. Like, I know they draw a lot of comparisons. But anyway, continue.
But yeah, like, I mean, ever since, like, you know, 4th, 5th grade, I feel like middle school was another, like, important time, like, kind of where I formed my taste in music and, like, started listening to things, like, outside of radio, pop, I guess, like, I don't know. I really liked Weezer also. I don't know how I even found Weezer, to be honest with you. I think it was just like one of their songs played on the radio randomly, and then I just started listening to them. That was a big thing. But yeah, like, I guess when I started making music, I was pretty much like older, like making music that I think I would want to release. Like I used to play guitar in high school and like just put stuff on SoundCloud, but it wasn't like legit release stuff. It was just all like demos. But yeah, like I don't know, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And this is like a question to bounce off of that. It's not actually one of the questions I have written down, but you also, like, you know, you're in school and you've taken, you know, like various like musical classes, courses, the technical college term. Would you say that those kind of inspired you to a certain extent in terms of like, I guess like polishing up and like developing your skills, or basically does it inspire you to make more music, or like what was the environment like of like a music course? Because, you know, there are a lot of music majors and like music schools, but I feel like majority of like musicians don't actually, you know, go to college for music, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like my main course load wasn't necessarily music, but I decided to pick up like a minor in music industry and music recording because I've always been like interested in the music industry. Like in high school, I wanted to have a career in music, not really as an artist, but just like in the industry. And I like didn't even really release music in high school, but basically like it's interesting. Definitely interesting. The music industry courses were more like, I honestly took them over during COVID, which kind of I think hindered my experience a little bit because I wasn't really like networking with the people in the class like I would have if it was like in person. And like I feel like that's, you know, when you meet like other artists and like people that are, you know, doing creative stuff, is like in those sort of classes. I mean, the most formative classes for me, though, like the ones that actually helped my craft were not music industry courses. Like those are just like my recording classes definitely, and like I'm in one right now. And I, you know, there's only 3 classes, but I've still learned like so much more about mixing than I ever would have like been able to know on my own. Like my professor right now is like amazing. Like he's like he's a pretty well known like producer. Yeah. Like he produced for some like 90s hip hop people like Faith Evans and like all these people.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty cool. Like it's cool. Like so, I've learned a lot from him and just like have a different perspective on my music from taking classes where it's more like, you know, his viewpoint is more from like a commercial standpoint. He's like, is this mix gonna sell? Like, is this on trend with what's on the radio right now? Like, does it sound how other people's songs sound? And like, is the song structured like how other people's songs are structured? It's like kind of interesting from that perspective because it's something I've never like thought of before, you know.
No, really cool. It's super interesting that you said that a lot of courses that have like inspired you or like helped you have not been necessarily music related. But yeah, recording class sounds super cool too. I know you've told me about that. Okay, so my next question is, so how has navigating the music world, specifically as a female independent artist, been? Because I know, you know, you have other artist friends. You know, that's one of the cool things about kind of being independent. I feel like fellow independent artists are kind of usually down to just, I don't know, vibe out, bounce ideas off of each other. But I've kind of found that it's kind of, you know, majority male. So, and you're that's like the whole premise of like this podcast thing really is like reaching out to like the very few female independent artists that I know. But I'm sure that we've talked about this before, but how has that been for you personally?
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely think I mean, honestly, most of my friends that make music are probably females, but I think that's just because cool. I don't know, I just like am friends with probably more girls than boys. Like, I I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true, but like I do find it, for me, it's honestly more difficult to find people that are within my genre of like my style in a weird way, because I feel like I'm in a very like weird group, like niche genre that honestly, like I can name like a couple people that I feel like 100 Gex and maybe like Black Dresses and like some people like that are similar to me, but like I haven't really found anybody like at, you know, my school that like really makes music similar to me, like male or female. But I do think like, you know, there's a huge disparity in the music industry, like of female and male artists. Like I think that only like I think 80% of musicians are male, and or something like some statistic like that. And it's like noticeable, and even more so in the recording side of music. Like there's literally 98% of producers are male, and like I know that because I had to look that up for a class. So like I know that's like a true statistic. Like I'm not pulling that out of my ass. So
that's wild.
Like seeing people like, you know, you, me, like you know, another artist I can think of is like Kate Brunot's, like she's the producer as well.
Shout out. She's gonna be on this as well. At some point, whenever this comes out. But yeah.
So it's just like really like, you know, tough, I guess, to network with other female producers because it's such a small number. But yeah.
Wow, you pulled out the data. You were like, and I know it's true because I did a project on it. And I had to cite my sources, literally. Was it MLA or Chicago? Whichever one.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, Statista, look it up. It's literally
Yeah, I have not thought about, like, I don't know, fact-checking and citing sources since I graduated, honestly. But yeah, that is an important piece of data right there. Okay, so a more I guess personal question. Well, not personal. It's not like I'm about to like hit you with. Nah, it's not personal, but I guess it's fun. And it can get us to get to know, you know, your music consumption or tastes. What is a song or artist that has really influenced you? It could be like in general, someone that you discovered. I know you mentioned like when you were younger, or it could be like currently, anything like that.
Yes. So I definitely have had like a lot of very formative, you know, like people that inspired me to get into music and like make music. But it's weird because a lot of the artists I love the most and like admire the most, I don't make music that sounds similar to them.
Wow.
Like I have like I mean, I love 9 Inch Nails. I like them, but you know that I wouldn't say like they're one of my like formative, you know, like favorite bands ever. Like I really like their sound and appreciate their music, but you know, like I feel like I probably model my sound off of them the most, even though they're not necessarily like my favorite band. It's just I don't know. I don't know why that ended up being like how it is, but I guess it's just like the sound that I find natural, like comes to me naturally, and like especially doing electronic music, it's a little more difficult when you don't have a live band. It's like if I wanted to have an indie sound or like something that sounds more like, I don't know, like a band with like live guitars and drums. It's like that's just not going to happen because I don't play drums. I don't know anybody that plays drums. Like so I have to do all MIDI and like programs.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like, I mean, I guess like an artist that I've been really inspired by recently is Lingua Ignota. I'm pretty sure I pronounced her name right, but she's another female artist. Gotta promote the female artists on this pod.
For real.
But I like my style, I would say, is not. I appreciate the way she structures her songs. It's very unique. I wouldn't necessarily say my style is similar to hers, but her subject matter is very, like, important to me. I feel like she's one of the only artists that, like, actually it captures female rage in a way that's, like, I don't see it very often, you know, and I feel like I kind of am inspired by that, like, in a way. Like, a lot of my songs have similar topics to hers, not like, maybe not quite as that similar, but in that same vein of, like, things.
Really
so
cool.
yeah, but I only discovered her pretty recently, like, honestly, after I started making music, so definitely not. I can't all say all my songs are inspired by her, but she's definitely an inspiration to me, like, as an artist going forward.
Oh, that's lit. I've never heard of her, so I'm gonna check it out after this.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
A little, like, I want to give, like, a trigger warning, because her song topics are very, like, heavy.
Okay.
Like, a lot of them are about, like, domestic abuse and like stuff like that. But I don't know. It resonates with me because, like, I feel like, and she's talked about this in some of her interviews, like, there's a lot of self-help books are just like, forget about this stuff, or, like, go outside and go for a walk. And she's like, but what if I'm angry? And, like, what if I want to process that anger in a different way? And that's kind of what her music is about, and why I find it, like, cathartic, and then, like, why I want to, like, put a little bit of that in my music.
Right.
But,
yeah, no, that makes me think about, like, your music. The lyrical content is really good at capturing, like you said, like, that rage, regardless of, like, what ends of the spectrum that's on. Like, you're really good at capturing, like, moments, like, lyrically, where I'm like, I wouldn't even think to, like, or even know how to describe those very specific feelings. So yeah, really great. Okay, so my next question is, what is a major lesson you've learned in your creation? Could be, like, a current lesson, a past lesson, something that you're learning right now.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've really started thinking about, especially being in this mixing class I'm in, is, like, I like touched on it a little bit before, but how actually having a song structure that, like, makes sense in today's atmosphere is beneficial. Like, I used to be like, oh, I'm just going to do my own thing. Like, I'm not going to, like, pay attention to trends or anything like that at all. But I think there's, like, a benefit to paying attention to some trends. Like, it doesn't mean you need to copy what's on the radio, but I think to reach, like, a wider variety of people, it actually is beneficial to, like, pick up some mixing strategies that are used by, like, the top pop artists of the day, or like, I think even more important than the mixing elements of it, because like, I mean, my music is mixed, like, very weirdly. Like, I have, like, a lot of bass in some songs, or, like, my vocals are distorted, so, like, that's not, like, popular, or what's considered popular probably right now. But I feel like structuring a song in a way that is catchy and, like, has a chorus, has a hook, like, there is a benefit to doing that. And it should be amongst, like, people that make, even if you make, like, experimental music, it's like that, if you want nobody to listen to your music, then it doesn't matter. But if you want to get, like, in,
benefit. I immediately think to Snake Charmer, your song, which is, like, my favorite out of all of your songs currently, and it has that hard-hitting, very, I guess, current drill beat in it, which is, like, it's so, like, innovative, because when I think of, like, your genre of music, I guess a drill beat isn't necessarily, like, the first thing that comes to mind, but the way that you integrated it is just so, like, flawless. Like, I love it. I listen to that song all the time. And it's not necessarily, like you said, it's not necessarily just taking a format and copying it to a T, but it's also just being mindful of current events, and even, like, or just current trends that say, like, you appreciate and how you can integrate that into your music in a way that's still like your sound and like your identity, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely like I agree with you on that for sure. So my last question is, what are some aspirations for the future? It could be like any goals that you have maybe for the end of the year. I know we've talked about this a little bit. Or even say like aspirations that you have going into 2023, anything like that.
Yeah, so going forward, honestly, my biggest like thing right now is I need to just start making music again, because I've been out of it. I mean, I actually do have like a little song coming up, but it's not. It's like I'm featured on like one of my friends' songs for literally like for like 30 seconds. But I had nothing to do with the production of the song or like the stylistic choices otherwise. So like I didn't really. I would say it's not even a collab. It's just a feature. You know, like a good old fashioned. Here's everything. Yeah. Here's vocals on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to get back into like producing, because like I've just been like really busy with other things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like I have like really on the music grind. So I'm I do have like some tracks I've been working on since like the summer. I'm hoping my next big thing is like release an album. I want to drop an album in 2023. That's my goal. Like,
yes, let's do it. Let's go. Fruitbat album. I think that's obtainable for sure. Yeah. Exactly. I need that Fruitbat album. For real. All right. Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Fruitbat, for tuning in to OPAL Radio, agreeing to be a part of this. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on Thanksgiving.
Remember, stream urfriendgrace right now.
Dude, yeah, everybody stream Fruitbat on all platforms. Everything that you could possibly imagine. Tidal, Deezer, Deezer. It's on YouTube, Instagram, everything I'll link below in the description. And yeah, until next time, I'll see ya. Bye. Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to this installment of OPAL Radio. This is the second to last installment. We are nearly at the finish line, and I've had so much fun doing this. Honestly, thank you so much to Fruitbat for agreeing to be a part of this. Fruitbat, otherwise known as Hannah, this individual means so much to me. She has been there through absolutely everything. I love how we have so much fun together, and we're able to connect on so many levels, and I feel like this conversation was a sure representation of that. I love you so much, Hannah, and thank you so much for tuning in thus far. I will see you in the last episode. Have a good one. Bye.